哎，大唐秦王李世民在此。
一朝盛世千古叹，万国称臣拜金銮。四面民风沾华夏，八荒归至在贞观。Hello travelers, this is Omiyake T. And today, I have a Tang story for you to talk. So, the Tang Dynasty, a glorious good old day in the memory of all the children of China. The Han Dynasty granted our people the name Han. Then, the Tang Dynasty honored us with the fame and dignity that the entire world would remember. Now, speaking of the glory of the Tang Dynasty, we must first talk the governance during the Zhengguan reign under the rule of Emperor Taizong, Li Shimin. At the beginning of our story, Li Shimin is just a prince of Qin. His way to become the Taizong emperor is still far and far away. Here, our story begins at the doom of the Sui dynasty. The Emperor Yangguang of the Sui dynasty indulged in excessive pleasures and debauchery. His tyrannical rule oppressed the people and aroused the wrath and the resentment of both heaven and the people. During his third luxury travel to Yangzhou, people across the country had already risen up in rebellion. Mighty warlords and courageous heroes united their forces, forging an unstoppable alliance. With unwavering determination, they charged forward like a raging tempest. Their sword pointed straight at the imperial capital Luoyang, the very heart of the Sui dynasty. As Emperor Yangguang of the Sui dynasty recognized its impending doom, he abandoned all restraint and embraced his tragic past. Like a broken vessel, he shattered himself completely, dedicating his remaining time to a frenzy of madness and despair. In the year 1880, while residing in Yangzhou, Yangguang met his demise under the coercion of the formidable Prime Minister Yuwen Huaji. His life ended tragically, succumbing to a mere full length of white silk. The Sui dynasty came to a sorrowful end, closing its chapter in the history. From that point onwards, nobles and warlords throughout the realm rose in rebellion, each declaring themselves as kings. After a series of fierce competitions, the final contenders emerged for the ultimate showdown. Among them was Wang Shichong from Luoyang, who adopted the title King of Zheng, Dou Jiande from Hebei as King of Xia, Xiao Xian from Jiangnan, known as the King of Liang, and lastly, the dynasty we are about to delve into, the mighty Tang Dynasty, whose founding emperor was none other than Li Shimin, his father Li Yuan. At this moment, the Zhongyuan had already been divided into 4 parts. Li Shimin is in his eagerness, driven by an unwavering determination, even surpassed his father. Time and again, he pleaded with his father to grant him the opportunity to confront Wang Shichong, the ruler of Luoyang, in order to unify the Central Plains, the Zhongyuan. However, Li Yuan, too, he shared the same aspirations with his son, yet there was a pressing concern that demanded attention.
如果王世充与窦建德联合起来会怎么办？
A smile crept upon Li Shimin's face. After 3 days and 3 nights of meticulous deliberation, I have found the optimal solution.
我不会让他们联合。
Li Yuan staring at Li Shimin. Brilliant. When did my son just master the art of talking nonsense? Then Li Yuan returned to his seat.
想不到，你已经有谋略了。
As for how Li Shimin will achieve his strategy goal, we'll see later in the story.
那时机呢？
父皇，春天不行，草没有长好，等到夏天，草长好了，马就没有问题了。
好，那我们就等他半年。
Li Yuan orders half a year later. The conquest of Luoyang to unify the Zhongyuan is now an inevitable course of action. In this campaign, Li Shimin, the second son, is appointed as the commander-in-chief, while his younger brother Li Yuanji served as his deputy. Li Jiancheng, the eldest son, remained in Chang'an to oversee matters there. With all preparations in place, Li Shimin took hold of the staff of military command, instantly assuming great power. His father Li Yuan personally handed him the reign, offering mental encouragement and support. In a nutshell, the Tang army marched relentlessly toward Luoyang. After several days, they stationed themselves 10 miles outside the city, creating a tense standoff. The looming battle will be on the verge of eruption. Li Shimin analyzed the situation in Luoyang and made strategic preparations before the war. He will personally lead the main force to advance toward Luoyang. Shi Wanbao will capture Longmen, gaining control over the southern region of Luoyang. Huang Junhan will launch an attack to Huiluo, gaining control over the north. Liu Dewei will seize Heyang, controlling the northeastern front. Wang Junkuo will assault Huanyuan, cutting off the food and supplies to Luoyang. As a result, Luoyang will stand as an isolated city, ready to be besieged or attacked.
记事参军事，考功郎中房玄龄
在。
诸将功劳详加记录，不得有误。
是。
The next day, Li Shimin's main force advances toward Luoyang, preparing to establish their camp at Qingchenggong. Yet, their reconnaissance proves futile as they only spot a small vanguard of 500 soldiers from Li Shimin's main force. Wang Shichong, considering their past encounters from the previous, falls for the ruse. Li Shimin has always enjoyed employing guerrilla tactics, leveraging smaller forces against larger ones. Last time, Li Shimin managed to escape by sheer luck, but this time there will be no escape for him. Wang Shichong personally leads an army of 20,000 infantry and cavalry, preparing to decisively defeat Li Shimin.
好大的胆子！好，来了，统统吃掉，往这边跑！我用多冲，活捉李世民！
Li Shimin judges that these fools are getting desperate. They are throwing everything they have, hoping to catch me by surprise and capture me alive. Today I will teach them a lesson, making sure that they won't dare to challenge me again. He draws his bow, sets an arrow and takes aim at the enemy's vice general. With a single shot, the foe is taken down. Behind him, countless soldiers follow suit, advancing like a torrent. Seeing that himself has been outwitted, Wang Shichong turns and flees. Li Shimin leads from the front, chasing Wang Shichong all the way to the front gate of Luoyang. In the fray, more than 7,000 Zheng soldiers are slain, securing a resounding victory. As expected, in the following days, Wang Shichong crowds within the city, afraid to send troops to provoke Li Shimin. However, scouts discover that Wang Shichong's son, Wang Yingxuan, has gone to seek an alliance with the Xia King, Dou Jiande. Li Shimin realizes that if Dou Jiande comes, Tang's odds of victory will diminish greatly. His fourth brother, Li Yuanji, seems nonchalant, saying, "Well, it is not the first time we have attacked Luoyang. Last time you and Aniki Li Jiancheng did not capture it either. If things don't go well, just retreat."
动摇军心的话你不要讲，
在这儿说又不要紧，
在这儿也不能说。
好，不说就不说。
Li Yuanji is a fierce and proud man with a strained relationship with Li Shimin. Though he pretends to be agreeable on the surface, he is secretly displeased. However, he must suppress his discontent for now. On the other hand, steward of Qinwan's court, Du Ruhui, he senses a hidden opportunity. The opportunity is a risky move, employing a tactic known as siege the weak to aid the strong. The plan is to encircle Luoyang with the main force while dispatching an elite troop to siege Hulao Pass, blocking Dou Jiande's advance. Hulao Pass is a strategically critical location challenging to conquer. During the late Han Dynasty and the Three Kingdoms period, the famous stories of three heroes' battle against Lü Bu and the warm wine and beheading Hua Xiong took place in this pass. If the ambush at Hulao Pass goes well, they might succeed in capturing Dou Jiande alive. This way, Luoyang will have no reinforcements and will crumble from within due to a lack of supplies.
好。
That's a good plan, but it is not the best one. Hulao Pass is currently under Wang Shichong's control, making it difficult to seize. Moreover, even if Dou Jiande agrees to aid Wang Shichong, it would take several months for his forces to arrive. During this time, Li Shimin decides to send Yuwen Shiji back to Chang'an to request the imperial decree for a vigorous assault on Luoyang.
宇文士集他可靠吗？
宇文士集和陛下的关系很近，派他回长安，长安就没有顾虑了。如果派你，就不行。
Okay. At the same time, in Chang'an, Li Xiaogong submitted Li Jing's proposal for pacifying Xiaoxian in the southern region. After reading it, Li Yuan was greatly pleased and appointed Li Xiaogong as commander-in-chief of Kuizhou, tasking him with the mission of subduing Xiaoxian in the south.
臣多谢陛下。
你在行军的问题上还有什么考虑吗？
臣可否请李靖同行啊？
这是一个非常好的人选啊，那就让李靖做长史吧。
谢陛下。
好，你去吧。
是。
陛下为什么不直接任命李靖为长史，而是要赵郡王自己说出来呢？这不是让功给他了吗？
Li Yuan chuckled. As the saying goes, a wise ruler does not contend with his ministers for credit, because the greater the accomplishments of his ministers, the greater the benefits the ruler reaps for their dynasty. When Li Xiaogong secured the position of 长史 for Li Jing, naturally, Li Jing would feel grateful. Working together, the two of them would develop a deeper understanding, making their cooperation more seamless.
儿臣愿听父皇教诲。
A few days later, Yuan Shiji returned to Chang'an and meticulously briefed Li Yuan on the current frontline situation. Upon learning that Luoyang was now an isolated city, Li Yuan approved Li Shimin's request to proceed with the attack. He decided that they should give it their all. If they managed to capture the city, they would carry out equipment, books, and archives back to Chang'an, rewarding the armies with gold, silver, and treasure. However, if the siege proved to be prolonged and unproductive, he had a secret decree for Li Shimin. Retreat was a viable option. With the decision to attack made, Li Shimin proceeded to encircle Luoyang from all sides, launching relentlessly assaults day and night. To their surprise, Wang Shishong had prepared a challenging defensive force within the city. His catapults could launch massive stones weighing 50 jin and had a range of 200 paces. Additionally, he had heavy crossbows in place, capable of shooting arrows, lethal like swords and axes, with a range of 500 paces. The Tang army's offensive was repeatedly dismantled, and despite fighting fiercely for over 10 days, they had yet to conquer the city.
殿下，
怎么样？
单守信的人太厉害，实在是靠不进城墙啊！
看来王世充隐瞒了实力。地道了，
他们用水灌了地道啊！
他们还是有准备的。撤吧。
是。
In this battle, the Tang army suffered over 13,000 casualties and injuries, causing a sharp decline in their morale. In the following months, the army's pride continued to wane, and people say that misfortunes never come singly. The capture of Luoyang did not materialize, and in just 2 weeks, Dou Jiande is expected to reach the Hulao Pass.
通知总管，速来议事。
殿下，
Li Shiji and Xun Xiang proposed retreating back to Chang'an, and their reasons are compelling. After several months of intense battle, the Tang army is exhausted and struggling to capture Luoyang. With Dou Jiande's forces closing in, a cautious approach seems necessary. However, Zhang Sun Wuji disagrees. He points out that the Tang army has successfully taken control of several counties around Luoyang during these few months of hard-fought battles. Abandoning these gains now would render their previous efforts futile. Moreover, there's a severe food shortage within Luoyang's walls, with the people and soldiers resorting to eat grass and tree bark just to survive. Countless people have perished due to hunger. The once 30,000 strong population of Luoyang has dwindled to less than 3,000. With perseverance, a miracle can still happen if they hold a little longer.
虽然洛阳粮草已断，但还能再坚持一段时间。如果他们就这样坚壁不出，我们也毫无办法。窦建德随时会到的。 草原18部也有可能趁此机会进犯长安。到了那时，我们反而会非常狼狈。
Many times, it is not about seeing hope before persevering, but rather persevering that allows one to see hope. If Li Shimin had given up and halted his progress when the future seemed uncertain, there wouldn't have been the remarkable story of Emperor Taizong of the Tang Dynasty to follow.
诸将听令， 洛阳未破，势必不还。敢言班师者，斩
！The night grows late. Seizing the opportunity while everyone is asleep, Xun Xiang, who advocates for a retreat, betrays his allegiance and flees with his personal guards. However, they were coincidentally discovered by Li Yuanji's men.
群相领着他的亲兵跑了。
群相
As Li Yuanji ponders the situation, he recalls that Xun Xiang and Yu Shigong are close friends. He also remembers that previous incident where he was offended by their actions involving the horses. Considering that they are both supporters of Li Shimin, revenge begins to brood in his mind. He orders his men to capture Yu Shigong directly and falsely accuses him of rebellion, subjecting him to humiliation as a means to vent his anger. When the news of Yu Shigong's betrayal reaches Li Shimin, his initial reaction is one of disbelief. He firmly believes that Yu Shigong would never betray him, and such thoughts of rebellion could not be true at this point.
把尉迟敬德带到我帐里去，快去！
Following this, he orders his men to gather a whole chest of gold, silver, and precious jewels, initiating a textbook level of strategy to win hearts. When Yu Shigong is brought before him with ropes binding him, Li Shimin looks at him and angrily rebukes.
谁让你们绑的？还不开绑！
元帅只说把他带来，没说开绑带来。
我也没说把尉迟将军押起来呀。
Li Shimin understands that Yu Shigong must be feeling wronged, so he opens up and confides in him, saying, "As true men, we rely on emotions and aspirations to support each other. Troubled by little grievances, I won't be swerved by rumors. Even if everyone else doesn't believe in you, I, Li Shimin, trust you. But if you have any intentions to go, I won't stop you from accepting this chest of jewels as a token of our brief camaraderie."
我怎么会走呢？不过你叫我走，我就走。
多了还是少了？
我确实提不起来，我不走了。
好，备酒，给尉迟将军压惊。是。
Under Li Shimin's imposing presence, Li Yuanji reluctantly resists the cup for the peace toast. Following suit, Yu Shigong, in unexpected turns of events, lifts his cup as well, and the others present also anticipate the resolution of their past conflict through this drink. However,
谢齐王。 his action gave face to Yu Shigong but naturally slapped Li Yuanji in face. The others were baffled, and Li Yuanji developed a deep grudge against both of them. However, from our perspective, Li Shimin's decision was the right one, and his ability to judge and employ people was unparalleled. In the following decades, Yu Shigong contributed greatly to the prosperity of Tang Dynasty, and he eventually earned the 7th spot among the 24 distinguished officials in the Lingyan Pavilion. Coming up next episode, Li Shimin astounds everyone with his extraordinary prowess in the Battle of Hulao. Using a mere 3,500 elite cavalry, he crushed the massive army of 100,000 led by Dou Jiande. In this remarkable battle, he captures both kings, solidified the foundation of the Tang Dynasty that will last for 3 centuries.
我打王世充，关他什么屁事？
好，激将法。